Hello everybody! So how ready are your website images for SEO strategy? This is Stef from Samayas and welcome to my channel. So this video is part of a series of SEO strategies, wherein we look first at the definition of what we can do and then dig in with .NET. So as developers, we all know the basics of HTML, right? But what do search engines really read on our website? And what is important and what isn't? Now everybody knows how to use images, right? But what about the description? The alt attribute stands for alternate text and is there from the old days of the internet when browsers sometimes didn't even show images or when loading was really slow. First, it showed the text and then the text when the image was loaded was replaced by the image. Simple, right? One might think that these days network connections are so fast that we don't really need those alt tags anymore. But then again, the use of this attribute has slightly evolved. First, of course, SEOs nowadays are using this tag to identify the image. Since a search engine cannot really see an image, by adding text that gives context to the image, an SEO, and especially a GEO or AI, can decide what the image is about. Based on the text and what people are searching for, of course, your page might hit as well. Second, we have a lot of accessibility requirements, which of course is a course in itself, but depending on your type of site, might be very important or even legally required. Without the alt text, screen readers might miss important information about visual content and context. And then finally, if for whatever reason an image might not load because you made a typo or because a third-party service is temporarily unavailable, well, even if the image isn't shown, at least you'll have a text that shows that there should have been an image. So, what are some of the guidelines about using an alt text? An alt text should be kept under 125 characters to ensure screen readers don't cut off the text mid-sentence. Focus on the main subject and purpose of the image. Try to incorporate your page focus keywords or relevant keywords into your alt text when appropriate and natural. This helps search engines associate the image with specific search queries and again improving SEO. Never stuff your alt text with multiple keywords or variations. This creates a poor user experience for screen reader users and can cause Google to review your site as a spam. Alt text should reflect the image purpose with the content context. The same image might need different alt text depending on how it's used on different pages. For data visualizations, statistics and infographics, describe the key data rather than just saying a chart or a graph. Avoid starting an alt text with phrases like image of, picture of, graphic of. Screen readers and search engines already know it's an image of something, so this adds unnecessary words. So let's dig in. So I've created a new ASP.NET MVC application called Basic EMG. Technically, I've continued on my previous basic HTML5 sample, and previously I modified my models to a view model. I introduced a base view model, and from there I have a home view model. I modified my arrow view model, but technically for this image sample that doesn't really matter. As you can also see, I continue my previous samples and I have introduced headers, H1, H2, etc. I have sections, I have layouts, and I've introduced a couple of images. The first image, I introduced an alt. In the second image, I did not introduce an alt. And the third image is a missing image where I clearly put in a text so that since the image is not there, you will see it. So now let's have a run. And as you can see, I have my first image, then I have my second image, and then here I have my line which shows my missing image. I don't really see it, but you do see it a little bit. This text is selectable, this text is selectable, but the text under the image is not. However, this is a very basic website with minimum styling. If you might have put specific styling around your image, it might even be more clear. In this scenario, it isn't. Now by using Firefox, if I float over the second image, I have nothing, but even if I float over the first image, currently, it's not showing any text. So from a .NET perspective, there's nothing more to it. Now, it's just up to you to garnish the image correctly. If you guys enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell sign. or leave a comment down below.